Hi, welcome back to Self Discovery Support. Today, we're doing a reading that's a little bit different. I was thinking about like readings that we can do to help the collective, and I think I'm getting onto this reading that we might do a kind of look at. There's a particular card. This is the Brits, I think it's called the Comdry Brits Third Eye Tarot. That's what we're using today. And I'm choosing a card from this. It really came to me, like I thought about doing a reading and this card just stood out to me. I'll show it to you soon, but I wanted to do a reading around this card for the collective. So we're going to look at particular issues to do with maybe not fully seeing the truth in a situation, or not seeing the full sense of who we are in maybe complicated situations. And then we're going to look at it in love, and we're going to look at it in work, and then we'll get some oracle messages. All right, so I hope you hang around for that. So let's get into it. All right, so I think this you can get this deck. I bought mine on Amazon. It might actually be I'm thinking it might not be an original deck, which I really hate buying decks that are not true to the creator. But I managed to get it, so we'll work with this. For this reading, the Devil card. Now, a lot of people see this come up in a reading and it becomes quite scary. I like this card because there's not that like scary goat that's in a lot of tarot decks, which is kind of the traditional look of that card, right? I really love this card. Let's see if I can pull up. This is Everyday Tarot. I use this for a lot of clarifiers, and this reading is a little bit off the cuff, like off the charts, I guess. I'm normally doing readings looking at your life, but today I wanted to really pull this card out. Well, let's see if we could find that Devil card. I wonder if it's here. I felt like I was called to do this reading because, I mean, that image, this one, it just came really strongly to me, and I felt like, okay, I should do a reading around this because maybe people are struggling in the collective with situations that keep them bound, situations that they feel they can't escape from, and just maybe not being able to really find the willpower to escape, or find the means, the door, the opportunity, or not being able to see a way out of it, but fully knowing that something is probably toxic that you're living with. Okay, God, this always happens, right? Here we go. So this is not the traditional design, but it's pretty close in some ways. There's always a kind of goat creature, and there's always two people bound. Sometimes it's the devil. Yeah, I think it's like the devil holds them. You get various versions of this, but like if you like put these together, I kind of like this for the meaning of the devil, because really it's the thing within us that we can't really face, and it's the thing within us that we don't fully have the perspective to see what is actually kind of holding us, what is the behavior that we're exhibiting. And so sometimes that kind of keeps us stuck in our own behavior patterns, in our own toxic patterns. So I'm going to pull a few cards on this. I don't want this to be too long a reading. I just wanted to give some information for you guys. Let's start with I'm using the Moon and Stars Tarot by Jane Wallace for this reading. I think it might have some information for us. All right, so I want to start with love. Like in a situation to do with love, in what ways does the devil show up in particular? Ten of Swords, okay. I mean, the devil comes out for the devil reading. And if you see this card come up for you in readings, please don't be scared about it. It's really to do with, like, it can be things like maybe bad habits like overeating. Like, certainly that comes up, or maybe just anxiety sometimes, or tendency to like overwork or something like that. It can really be any habit. We have our hidden energies, the Hanged Man. So in what ways does the devil show up in love? And this is, I always think of this as a particular situation. So our devil card is right in the middle here. So definitely that tells me that in love situations, and if this is your situation, there could be something here that is particularly in the middle of, it gets in the way, because it's like, right, it's a blockage, right, between the middle, the front and the back of a relationship, the beginning and the end. There's the middle part of a relationship that things show up. And I think that this Hanged Man here tells us that maybe some of us have a tendency to stay too long in situations that are toxic, that we know is not really good for us. And look at this, endings and Eight of Cups. So the Ten of Swords talks about when something happens, like when a betrayal happens, like if you've ever felt like, you know, somebody cheated on you, or maybe somebody is verbally or emotionally abusive in a relationship, and then we recognize that there's an issue here. This card has a keyword on it, it's obsession. We can become kind of tied to things, maybe because we feel we need that thing, and then it's a kind of thought. Sometimes we can't hear our thoughts, and that brings me back to this, like this card, right? Not being able to hear or see what it is that's happening. And that gets in the way of us leaving. Eight of Cups, right? This one has introspection on it. So not allowing us to look within. Like, I can't believe these three cards came out. It's the exact reading that is describing this, the way that I was thinking about this card. So my question for you is, like, what is it in your life that you are not able to see right now? Are there things that need to end? Are there things that we need to end, but we have certain ideas and expectations attached to them, and so therefore we're thinking too much about it? Also, is this something that we can move on from? Can we, we leave the 8 cups to find the 9 cups, like full satisfaction, fulfillment, and then we go on to the 10 of cups, we find that with someone else. Can we move on from this thing? Because what we want to do is get to the 9th and 10 cups. The Hanged Man. So this is telling me the fact that the 5 of Pentacles is here is like when you stay stuck in a situation, you're depriving yourself of the blessings, I think, that need to come in. Insecurity. So right, it plays on, sometimes we stay in situations because it plays on the insecurities that we have. I want to get some advice. We'll use this deck. We'll use our everyday tarot, like what advice we can get when we are in a situation that we know needs to end, or we're preventing ourselves, or we've had that betrayal. What do we do in that situation? King of Cups, 4 of Cups, the Fool. Okay, so I think it's like getting in touch with our emotions, like really bringing that into some kind of balanced space. understanding, acting from a place of love, seeing. That's kind of hard sometimes when you're in the middle of it, right? But King of Cups can sometimes be someone that's a therapist as well, someone that's like a counselor. So you could go to a counselor, definitely seek the help that you need or the support. Or if there is someone in your area or your realm that is like a King of Cups, that is something you could seek as well. Also, it's like really understanding, going back to seeing that the behavior or the pattern that you're in, there's something bigger than that, which is the love that you have for yourself as well, and recognizing that when something is not right. My cat has come to join our reading. So yeah, when something is not right, when you feel like something is not satisfying or you feel disappointed in the situation, you do have the option. The option here is to start anew, to have a new beginning. So that's what we have in love. Six of Cups, remember that you want to, it's like this warm, fuzzy feeling. And this could be to do with like soulmates, maybe people from your past as well, that sometimes it's good to move on from. We do have those 10 of Swords here. So I do think we have some specifics here. Like we have this like soulmate card. Look at that. Feeling trapped because we knew something, because of maybe our family backgrounds. That is something that we can absorb. So if you're here for the love reading, I'm going to grab you an oracle, and then we'll move on to the work reading. Okay, what do we need to know? Don't push or grasp for what you want. Let life come to you and flow through you. Like, this is so appropriate. Look at that. It's like being in that flow state where you know that it's going to come towards you. It's knowing that you don't have to control things. And that's, I think, what this, this character we're seeing is not seeing fully, that they don't have to stay or be controlled by something. And that's really what the Devil card is about. It's the idea of being controlled by something. And because you're controlled, you can't see fully. Let life flow. So let go, let life flow, get in touch with the emotions, seek the help that you need. And maybe also here we have like, remember that life doesn't want you to stay stuck. Life is here for us to grow and change. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, that's your reading. We're going to move on to the work reading. All right, so let's see at work, how does the devil show up? How does the devil show up in our work life? This is for the general collective. Tell me if you like this type of reading, and I will definitely do more. I might do a pick a card at some point. Yeah. So how does the devil? Okay, so much fell out. I'm gonna take the top. The Magician. Okay, that bottom one wants to come out as well. The Sun. That's like a great looking card. Okay. How in our work life. Okay, we have 4. Page of Pentacles. The Magician, the Sun, Knight of Swords, and the 4 of Swords here. Okay, so what this tells me is that this particular Knight, a Knight of Swords, is labeled with the keyword drama, and I always like to use what the cards bring. So it does tell me here that sometimes we through the work that we're doing, we're able to kind of bring together something that we want in work. Like, you may have a career, you may have a skill that you may be going towards. I feel that this reading is for people who are trying to work in and I'm gonna say non-traditional areas, because I do feel our magician is highly creative and manifests exactly what they want. This person can manifest empires if they want to, and I think when that's happening, I think that we are focused on the positive, right? And we don't fully consider maybe how we kind of rush into things, because the Knight of Swords can be a little bit hasty. The Knight of Swords can, because they're being that hasty, can overlook things and overlook details, because we are focused on the sun, right? That's what we want in life, but the approach we take is maybe a bit defensive. And also, I think that the Four of Swords is here, which normally talks about rest, but I think this is almost the opposite. It's not seeing the rest that we need in. And also with the Page of Pentacles, it's like taking the time to learn and be there for the process. So we can really get fired up about something and really have our blinkers on for, like, we're gonna have success and therefore we're going to go really hard, but we overlook the thing that's really gonna help us, which is to take the time to build this slowly and recover in the process. I want to look into this Knight of Swords and maybe the Magician. Knight of Swords. I can't believe that this King of Cups came out again. The King of Cups came out. This came out for the love reading as well. So, okay, in the love reading, we said that the King of Cups can represent a therapist, help, someone that is emotionally balanced. But I feel like for you guys looking at the work reading, this is to do with really taking the time to understand why it is we feel the need to rush into things. I think this talks about overwork in this situation, and where we can act from our balanced place. What do we need to do to balance ourselves? And the Magician, let's get a reading on that. I can't believe this. The same cards are coming out for the work and the love reading. Okay, we get the picture of the universe. Four of Cups. You said what you said, universe. You're not gonna say it again. Queen of Pentacles. All right. So I think that sometimes we get into that energy of trying to really go into overdrive to create things when things are not satisfactory. So I feel like sometimes we can resort to this is for some of us that are really wanting to manifest prosperity and maybe success in our lives. Sometimes we can go do it in ways that's not healthy for us because we're just focused on this sun. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is very grounded, stable, secure, and gives, look at that, Seven of Pentacles. Like, these cards are coming out just for this patience, investment. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Slow investment really does bring the best reward in a way. Sometimes the risk is needed, but I think sometimes you have to release the control of that. Let's see what is here. Okay, what message do you have for our work group? Relinquish defensiveness in your communications. Instead, stand tall, listen and learn. I'm telling you, like, these cards are cooperating with this reading. This is the message here. So we did talk about defensiveness with the Knight of Swords and relinquishing defensiveness. So you might need to this Knight of Swords is talking about drama. Sometimes I think that when we realize that at work our communication falls off with people, you can get really touchy. Work fights are some of the worst fights you can have, and I think that we need to bear in mind that when that happens, one, there's a need for like rest, healing, recovery, recuperation, getting in touch with your feelings and emotions. Why are we acting defensively? Why is the burden too much? Are we overworking? Are we not leaving enough time to heal, to restore ourselves? And so that is our work reading for you guys. I'm gonna get an overall message for you. I'm gonna grab my feminist oracles. Okay. All right, so let's get a message for you guys. All right, we have a message from Ellen DeGeneres. Follow the fire in your belly, not the money in the bank. To be yourself, first find out who you are. Okay. I like those two messages for you. It's not losing the creative impulse, but it's also understanding the process, keeping your eye on the success, check with your own emotions, whether you're abandoning yourself or the rest, the healing. Sometimes the Four of Swords talks about meditation as well. So like that, I know that meditation does help with achieving career success. So that is the message for you guys. All the best and take care. Let me know if you like this reading and do subscribe if you enjoyed. Take care.